What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to another weekly update video. So usually in these update videos, I like to show some Overwatch footage, but I thought this week this picture would be a little bit more appropriate. So there's gonna be that for the entirety of this update. So enjoy that. Usually, if during my update videos, I mean, there's really nothing worth watching. Really, I mean, you might as well just listen. If you're here at all, which for those who actually listen to these, thank you. I mean, I'm impressed that you do. I'm surprised that you do, but props to you for actually taking the time to listen to me ramble for a little bit. But anyway, so this week, well, I guess I might as well again, as always, just start jumping to the channel stuff, which does kind of coincide with the news I was going to talk about. I guess I'll just say this right off the bat. Last Guardian got delayed as of today, the day I'm recording this, which is the day before this goes up. It's been delayed again. Not really shocked. Was kind of hoping it wasn't, but now considering it has been, I'm kind of grateful it was delayed. Because the week that it was going to come out, there was going to be just no way I was going to be able to cover the game. And it had mostly to do with personal reasons. There was just a lot of stuff going on that week, and I'm honestly kind of glad it's been delayed now. However, that does kind of throw a wrench in the plans I've been saying for the channel for the last couple weeks, because what did I keep saying? I said I was going to be coming back to Let's Plays with The Last Guardian. Well, obviously that's not going to happen anymore, because there's no way I'm waiting until December to start making Let's Plays again. I mean, I also plan on doing Skyrim when the special edition launches, which I want to talk about that as well, but we'll get into that later. So I might be starting a Let's Play here sooner. The problem is I'm still dealing with a technical situation with my setup. So I'm probably going to have to post-commentate this coming Let's Play. But I have one in mind nonetheless that I wanted to do just to kind of get it out of the way. Because I know this is one that, I mean, has been kind of on the back burner for a while. This is not any of the ones that I've had planned or talked about in the coming months. This is actually kind of a surprise one. Not really, like I've personally had it planned for a while, but I just haven't said a thing about it. So that might be starting sooner rather than later. I mean, and when I say sooner, I mean in the coming weeks it might start, probably within the next 3 or 4 weeks. So there's possibly that, and then there's going to be Skyrim. As far as what I'm going to do between the release of Skyrim and the Last Guardian's release, I couldn't really tell you. Again, I'm still working heavily on, and those are sirens outside. Okay. I am still very much working on this video series that I've been talking about a little bit, this Overwatch video series. And also, speaking of Overwatch video series, I'll get into that some more in a minute too. But I'm still working a lot on that, and that's kind of my focus at the moment. So if I decide to mingle in another Let's Play here or there in the middle of all that, I'll obviously bring it up in a weekly update, because I mean, again, it's weekly. I mean, things change and stuff like that. So, but we'll see. As of right now, the plan is do one secret Let's Play, starting in October, maybe before September ends. I'll start it, and then nothing until Skyrim. And then nothing after that until The Last Guardian in December. I mean, Skyrim itself is going to take up freaking forever. I mean, it's going to be so long. Such a huge, bulky Let's Play. Because I really do have so much planned for it. At least in the way of what I'm going to cover in the game. Because I'm actually, the reason I'm doing this is not only for the special edition. But I want to try to time this. And there's no way I can actually predict this, but I'm trying to kind of do this Let's Play more as a final send-off for one of my favorite, for my very favorite Bethesda game. Because, not saying like the next Elder Scrolls game is going to be coming anytime soon. I mean, because I think they've already confirmed that's not going to happen. But Skyrim Let's Plays are kind of dead. They've kind of died now. They're not really a thing anymore. Which, and I know there's some people that are still kind of sick of them, because they only died kind of like about a year ago, I would say, is really when they petered out. But, that being said, that's why I kind of wanted to start this now, so I can kind of have this one big long running series going, until we at least get pretty close to the announcement of the next Elder Scrolls game. Because, you know, knowing Bethesda, they say now, oh, we don't have one planned in the future, and then they announce it at the next E3. Like, you never know. But regardless, those are so far what the channel plans have been. I do still want to do more variety content. I'm trying to talk over these freaking sirens outside. My goodness. This last Saturday, I uploaded an Overwatch hero guide for my favorite hero in the game, which is Mei. And I have another Overwatch hero guide coming at the end of this week, which, if you caught the hint at the end of the video, you know exactly what it is. My goodness, are there like 4, 5 fire trucks going outside? Holy cow. Can people stop lighting themselves on fire? Anyway, what I was saying. So, Overwatch hero guides, I want to make those weekly for a little while. Now, I said at the beginning I didn't really want to do it on every hero. I still don't know yet. Luckily, I've actually had a little bit of help. I have some friends that play the game with me that are, well, frankly, with certain heroes, just a lot better than me. Just a lot better with me with a lot of heroes in the game. So there's really only about 4 or 5 I would say I'm extremely good at. But other than those, a lot of people are better than me at those. So they have actually, or at least some of them, have been kind enough to offer to supply footage for these videos, because while I can't really demonstrate through my own gameplay how to use certain heroes properly, I absolutely know the strategies and how to work them out on paper, and I can also, you know, explain it based on other gameplay. So I can still make those guides. I just can't show you through my own personal gameplay because I don't either have the thumb skill for it or the mindset for it, or I just suck. So luckily I've had some people that are willing to help with that. So we might actually end up getting a guide for every single one of the heroes. And these are supposed to be, again, as I've said in the past, precursors to the Overwatch series that I have planned in the future, which is not as much going to be about the actual gameplay of the heroes, but more so about the heroes themselves, their backstories, their design, all that stuff, because honestly, that's the part of Overwatch I find so interesting. But anyway, that's really it for channel plans. I mean, again, variety videos. I might start doing list videos. I might do a couple discussion videos here and there. I was actually thinking about uploading one today, but I'm going to kind of just cover it here in this update video, so I said screw it. But anyway, let's move on to the other stuff, which is the news. Obviously, Last Guardian got delayed. Quite a few things, and man, Sony just shooting themselves in the foot over this last week because, oh my goodness, what in the heck is going on with them? So Last Guardian delayed. I don't even consider, that's not even a thing against Sony. That's a thing that happens. I like how people get so up in arms and upset whenever that happens. Like, I get that it's not coming sooner, and it's like, ah, dang. It's like, it's all it really is like saying, you know, oh, I can't wait for Christmas, but then realizing that you're in July, and it's like, oh, dang. I mean, I don't really understand how you can get more upset than that, but I don't know. That's just me. I don't really place that on the fault of anybody. Especially if it's explained properly, which in this case, this is the one Sony goof up, which isn't really a goof up, that has been explained. They need more time to polish the game. How hard is that? Now let's go on to the actual goof ups. Well, there was the PS Plus price increase recently. I'm not too bitter on that, especially because, you know, before the increase, you had all the time in the world to, I mean, you had like a whole month to buy in advance. On top of that, it's only $10 for an entire year. Still as expensive as Xbox Live. Yes, I know that PlayStation Plus isn't the best online service, but I don't know. I guess it's because I'm not an exclusive PS4 owner like most other people that are complaining about this. I mean, PS Plus, even when it has bad games for PlayStation 4, my PS3 and my Vita are both treated, or at least one of them is treated well. I always feel like I'm getting my money's worth in games regardless, because I have all 3 systems. And I know that's just a personal thing, but honestly, aside from the PS4 offerings, they haven't been bad. Now, this last PlayStation Plus offering, which was Journey, or it's actually this much, which is Journey and Lords of the Fallen, I feel was very just, shows how they're actually trying to justify the price increase. The service, again, is still not that great. But again, With PlayStation 3, it was free, but you bought PS Plus to get the free games. I mean, Lord of the Fallen is okay. It's basically Dark Souls for people that can't play Dark Souls. And but Journey is one of the best PlayStation games of all time. I mean, I can't say that that's a bad free option, not in the slightest. And I feel like that's what's going to start happening, is we're going to start getting a little bit better offerings. And I can't say that for sure, but I mean, I don't really see the Plus increase as too big of a deal, but I can understand the frustration of some people. Things I am absolutely livid about are the mod support being completely dropped from PlayStation 4. There are so many possible reasons as to why this could be the case. I know a lot of people have speculated trademark, mod curation, stuff like that, because the mods themselves, and this is referring to Skyrim and Fallout 4, the mods themselves are done through Bethesda's site. Now, you have to understand, Bethesda's site has curation already, okay? On top of that, there are limits to the sizes of files, which isn't really curation. That's more of just a limit. I mean, it basically just prevents you from using like overhaul mods, which kind of sucks. But quality of life improvement mods are still almost all of them are possible. And like skins and stuff like that, and some really, really good mods are still absolutely available. But there was problems, I guess, implementing. Bethesda's always had problems with Sony consoles. I don't know why. They just always have. Implementing the mods, there was an original limit of only like 900 megabytes for Sony for PlayStation 4 for mods, while the Xbox One had 2 gigs, which 2 gigs is still not that much. But 900 megabytes is just pathetic. And Bethesda was really trying to push for Sony to get an increase on that. And I guess they tackled with it for a few months. I think it was like 2-3 months. And now Sony has decided not to allow it. Which there's so many reasons as to why this could be done, but I don't think any of them are a good excuse. Mods, you have to understand, and I know Sony, the one thing that Sony could be worried about that does make sense, is the fact that mods mess with your system a little bit. They provide a risk, and I just bumped my mic. They actually create a risk for your system, as in crashing and stuff like that. They can sometimes cause worse things if you get a little bit too overzealous or download a sketchy mod that really isn't a mod to begin with. If somebody were to sneak that past, that could be really, really bad. And I think the one thing I could see is that Sony could be afraid of like lawsuits in that regard. Because, you just never want to deal with that stuff. It's when you're a company like that, they just want to be completely separated from all that stuff. But at the same time, regardless of what platform you're on, mods are the same risk. They are always at the same risk. And really, I mean, you think about it, if you've got like a Dell computer, I mean, implying you'd ever be gaming on a Dell computer. I don't know. I just threw a random company in there. You got a Dell computer and you download your mods and your mods screw your computer up. You're not going to go suing Dell. I mean, that's not what happens. And I think Sony needs to, I mean, if that is the case or something along those lines, they need to realize that mods are a risk that users are willing to take. Even PC has issues with mods sometimes. It does. I mean, I load a bunch of mods when I play Skyrim on my PC, and it crashes every couple of hours. It'll kick me back to the desktop, and I'll have to restart my game up. I mean, that's really the worst I ever get. But I mean, there are always associated risks with mods. That's what they are. But their freedom, their player choice. That's the point of a mod. They allow people to enhance their experience in ways that they want, and they can create it themselves as well, just to make their own personal experiences better. I mean, I don't really. This is all it is. All it does is benefit the user. That's all it does. And the fact that Sony hasn't allowed this is shooting themselves in the foot. And because of that, the second I saw this, I went on Amazon, I dropped my PlayStation 4 pre-order of Skyrim Special Edition, and I switched over to the Xbox One, which really frustrates me because the Xbox One, while yes, it does have actual mod support and stuff like that, it constantly crashes with mods. Okay, not constantly, but it does crash pretty frequently. Like, Fallout 4 has crashed quite a bit, and I can't really say Skyrim's going to be any better. Not to mention the Xbox One crashes frequently by itself because it's a kind of bad piece of hardware. But still, I'm willing to deal with that as long as I still have the mods available over not having them at all. You see what I'm getting at, Sony? No, probably not watching this video. Whatever, doesn't matter. So yeah, that was a thing that was incredibly annoying. And then there was the PlayStation 4 Pro thing, which at first I was like, yeah, this is a good idea. I mean, the GPU is really the most exciting thing. I am a genuine believer that all games really should be striving for a 60 frames per second experience in the future, and hopefully this is a gateway to that. But the way that it's just been handled, I don't know. I'm not very sold on it yet. Especially again with the way that Sony's been acting lately. If they can fix that, and then maybe the PlayStation 4 Pro will be more worth my time or money. I do still want to kind of upgrade to it at some point, just because, I don't trust console lifespan all that much, especially my PlayStation 4, which I've beat to hell. So that's, like, personally, when I'm thinking about that, it's like, even consoles need an upgrade every 3, 4, 5 years, because they're still computers, and you can still beat the living crap out of them, and they can still die on you. Yeah, you can get them fixed, but at that point, they just get slower and slower and slower until they bite the dust, and it's just, as long as you have the money to do so, I think it's always worth it to constantly be investing in your next system. And that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to be able to get to something a little bit more powerful. It won't give me a total advantage, obviously, especially with multiplayer stuff, but it's still going to provide a better experience, and that's kind of what I care about. I do want to see the thing in action first, though, before I make any judgments, which I guess leads to the one good thing, is that we're supposed to be getting the PlayStation firmware update, I think tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow, so that's good, and that actually has a lot of amazing features in it. And I've just realized I've been talking about PlayStation this whole video. Holy cow, what's going on? I guess one more thing, more Pokemon Sun and Moon news. They've been, we've pretty much gotten one thing a week now at this point. It's feeling like it's almost every week. I could be wrong though. It's all a blur at this point anyway. They have these things called Ultra Beasts. And I would assume by now you've really zoomed in on the Ultra Beast I've had on screen this entire time. I don't know what to think of this yet. It feels like Pokemon's going in an extremely weird direction. Implying it hasn't already in the past, but I don't know. I feel like they're really trying to overhaul the formula this time, which is okay. It's nice. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I know a lot of people complain about Pokemon being the same thing over and over, but I think Pokemon's one of those instances where it kind of works. I don't know, just because that's just the nature of the gameplay. It's engaging. I mean, I feel like that's the same case with Final Fantasy games for so long. Like, Final Fantasy was pretty much the same kind of RPG up through 9. And, like, 1 through 9 were pretty much the same, and no one really had a problem with it. I mean, all of those games are still loved to this day. So, and then they did 10, which was okay. 12 was good, really good, and then they just changed things a lot with 13, and everyone hated it. And I don't know, I just feel like you can't do that to RPGs, or people are going to get pissed. I mean, granted, it's still going to be like the same gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, but I just wonder if they're going to change the formula too much that it's going to get weird. I hope they don't. I hope this is still a good game. I don't think this is going to be a day one purchase for me anymore, but I don't know. I'm so skeptical about this upcoming Pokemon generation, but we'll have to see how it turns out. And by the way, some Attack on the Show host confirmed there will be NX news the day you're seeing this, so if he's wrong, y'all can go beat him up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for the news that I was going to talk about. That's everything. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.